Hey, I'm Corey Holter. I am a senior here at Mankato State University, and I am giving this presentation to talk to you about a department learning outcome goal of research. So, I want to start off with why I chose to be a communication studies major. It was freshman year. I was a marketing major originally, and I was in Math 130. And I was struggling pretty hard in the class, didn't understand much of the material, and I also didn't know exactly how I might apply that material in the future. So I was getting frustrated, and I wanted a major that made more sense to me, something where I would gain a specific skill set that helped me in all aspects of life, not just a given field or career. So I actually reached out to one of my high school teachers. Her name was Miss Beard, and she sat down with me and gave me some guidance, talked about different majors in college, the things you learned, and how they might be applicable in the future. And one of the ones that we discussed was communication studies. This was pretty interesting to me. It's not something that I had heard a lot about of before, not something I knew, like, oh, you go to school to be a nurse, you're a nursing major. I wondered, what do people do with a communications degree? And this was kind of exciting to me. It was something I hadn't heard of, so it was a new door for me. And I came back to Mankato State, took a public speaking class, and really liked it. It was something that I fell in love with early and something that was pretty interesting to me. So giving this speech, I want to talk about the department goal of research and how I think the department as a whole did in preparing me to research in the future. In my personal opinion, the department met or exceeded the goal of research for a learning outcome. They did a wonderful job preparing me for the future of research and giving me the tools I need to successfully research. Two classes in particular that helped me with this were argumentation and research methods. Argumentation I took sophomore year with Jim Dimmick, and he helped me out a lot. He made me a better writer, a better reader, and he really opened up the world of research to me. Something that he stressed in the early going of that class was my papers could always be better, they could always be deeper in thought, and I could always critically think better. And taking that course, I learned a lot about what composed a good argument and what was a good argument made of. So through that, I decided I really wanted to dive deeper into communications, and I had research methods with Chris Brown. This class was a fantastic class in the terms of teaching us how to research well. So in that class, we had a group of students who did a research project together. They showed us how to set up an introduction, how to do methods, how to analyze our stats, things like that. And I found it to be very interesting and very useful. This was something I could apply in my life at some point. I also decided at this point that it was important to understand further what I was researching. So this is when sources became very prevalent in my field of study. Back in high school, for instance, I might have looked at Forbes and said, okay, this article is on Forbes, it's a good source. Now I look at, okay, who wrote the article? What have they wrote in the past, and how might that affect what they are currently writing? So things like this were instrumental in my ability to research at a high level. So in conclusion, I chose communications because I wanted something that would easily be applicable in everyday life. I wanted something where I could learn from it and put it towards many different cases or use it in many different ways, not just for instance a particular job. Research methods and argumentation were two fantastic courses that I would highly recommend even to people outside of the major. I think that they gave you a lot of really useful life skills, things that you can use every day. You don't have to go to work and do it. This can help you at work, it can help you at home with your relationships, it can help you with your friends, it can help you in any field of study, really. So I learned a lot of valuable lessons through research and through the department really pushing research onto us communications studies majors. I'm glad they did an excellent job, and after 5 years now in the major, I can happily say that I think I made the right choice in choosing communication studies. and the teachers and professors did an excellent job preparing us for the future and meeting their desired outcomes. Thank you.